Hello everyone. Today I'm going to tell you the story of Job, who lived the most dramatic life in the Bible in a fun and humorous way. Job's suffering and recovery are like a roller coaster drama. Are you ready? Let's get started. Job was originally a top-tier man. He had everything: money, children, health, and fame. He was the richest man in the East, and he had 10 children. Job's life, where he would party with his family every day and shout, "Thank you, God," was so good that you wouldn't be jealous of him posting on his SNS feed. It was a time when he would brag about it with hashtags like "our happiness" or "our Job's daily life." But this happiness didn't last long. Why? Because Job's life turned into a soap opera from here on out. One day, God and Satan made a bet about Job. When Satan provoked him by saying, "Job is doing well because of his blessings, not because he has true faith," God said, "Okay, let's try it out." And from that moment on, Job's life was a series of misfortunes. First punch. His livestock was stolen and his servants were killed. Job: "My cattle? They were fine just now?" Second punch. Fire came down from the sky and burned his sheep and servants. Job: "What the heck? Some kind of disaster movie is this?" Third punch. His enemies stole his camels and killed his servants. Job: "Even his camels? My wealth has evaporated." Final punch. The house where his children were gathered collapsed in a storm, and they lost everything. Job: "Even my children, this is just too much." All of this happened in just one day. He woke up feeling good in the morning, but by evening he was broke. But it didn't end there. Job's body was covered in malignant boils, and his whole body ached and hurt. He sat on a pile of garbage and scratched himself with a broken jar, muttering, "My life is over." At this point, it would not be strange for Job to cry out, "Please leave me alone." After hearing Job's news, 3 friends came to visit him. At first, they cried quietly together, but soon they started to swear at him, saying, "You must have done something wrong. That's why you're being punished like this." Job felt wronged. "What did I do wrong? I lived my life believing in God." His friend's advice was almost like, "It's your fault that you're ruined." Job eventually shouted, "It's because of you." These friends were the greatest failures of comfort ever. Even in his suffering, Job questioned God, "Why is this happening to me? What did I do wrong?" His questions continued endlessly. Then suddenly, God appeared in the storm. This scene was just like a movie. God asked Job, "Where were you when you created the world? Can you rule over the stars?" This meant, "What do you know that you question me?" Only then did Job humble himself and say, "Oh, I was too bold," and confess, "I said something I didn't know. Please forgive me." When Job humbled his heart, God ended his suffering, and he returned everything he had lost in double. He gave him back 10 children, including livestock and property. Job's life had the greatest twist ending. He lived a more abundant life than before. Job might have shouted, "Suffering ends, happiness begins." Job returns. Job's story is not simply about suffering and recovery. It gives us a profound message. Suffering is just a test. Even when suffering comes for no reason, it is important not to lose faith like Job. God knows everything. He allowed Job's suffering, but he protected him until the end. The same goes for us. Recovery is sure to come. After suffering, greater blessings await through God's grace. Job's life is like a roller coaster. There was a sharp decline, but it ended with a greater rise. If you keep your faith in the midst of suffering, you will have a day of reversal like Job. In conclusion, the story of Job gives us laughter, emotion, and the spark of faith. If we believe in God and trust in His plan even in the midst of suffering, we too can enjoy blessings. I hope this story will give you strength today. I bless you in the name of the living Lord.